I'm saying something now because because of curiosity came here. And you said, what is it that Philippa has to do to prove to people that you've got it now? And just the question that comes up, the curiosity I have is what is it that you have to do to prove to yourself that you've got it now?
Yeah. And that is definitely the question. And it's difficult to pull the threads apart because I will set up something, I will do something, and I'll be enjoying something, but it will be perceived by someone else as too much. Watch out, or you're doing this all the time. And it's like, no, I'm not. So it's sort of like a two-edged sword as well, a little bit, because okay, the thing that comes up in my head is like, what if it's enough that I can convince myself? Because what's coming up in my head is like, yeah, it isn't enough that I've convinced myself because the rest of the world still doesn't believe it. But what if it is enough that I know that I've got this? And when do I know that I've got this? The answer is I'll never know. How can I know? At the same time as I also know that I have knowledge, skills, and tools today that I didn't have back in 2012, 13. In fact, I'd moved to a place where I had basically no friends here. So network, none. So today I have a network. Today I have tools and skills and abilities. So life can throw some shit at me. And it can blow a storm. And I've got it. I've got it. And I can recover quicker than I did before because I can label the enemy. I can see it. I know the feelings and I can work to shift it, even if it still takes time. But I know there wasn't like I was saying, I was deliberately ignoring it before.
You actually said you were forcing it. You were forcing it and pushing it away. It was not just deliberately ignoring it. Like you were actively pushing it away.
Actively, absolutely. And I don't do that now. I do look at it. And I go, okay, what's happening here? Okay, recalibrate. Stop, think about it, look at it. What's happening here? It's because as well, old habits die hard, as they say. So, my instinct is to do things the way that I did for years.
Yeah, there's something on that there because I feel. Are you good? Are you good on time here? Like I wanted to give space for this to be said here, for you to express what needed to be expressed. Are you good with time? I still have some time.
Yeah.
If you are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's an element here. I feel very honored in hearing this here. There's I can feel there's like an energy shift into like, okay, so now like this has been the story. This is part of the journey. This is where I am. And this is the reality. There's a reality of the people who know me and love me in my life, who've been with me through that period of burnout. Like there is a very real, like, I just feel the love and care you have for your sons and for your family. Like there's a very real part of like honoring that while at the same time honoring you. Like there's this element of like, it's not just about them and making sure that they're growing. I absolutely know that's at the core of it. And there's Philippa's desires, Philippa's wants, Philippa's like need for growth and challenge and exploration, and the world that she sees for herself and the life that she's seen for herself. And both of those things are existing. And I'm hearing right now, as it relates to burnout in particular, some tension that's there. I want to give some space here in this next part of the conversation to kind of look at it and see, okay, as you are creating, to take on the conversation from the place of creation. But before we do that, I think we need to honor and acknowledge like the space of what you've shared here. Right. I'm going to ask just a few questions here just to check in with you, see where you are, and the elements that firstly, just how are you? Let me just check in with you. Like how are you? You're sharing, you shared this here. What's going on either internally, externally, however that answer is for you, let me know.
Solid.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. The thing that I got from this here as you're talking is like, I have a distinction when it comes to stories. Like if you notice, there was just a lot of space for you to share your story. And that was intentional. There wasn't like, it was the reason it was intentional was I'm like, you're not in victimhood around this. You're not a victim of it there. This is a story of someone who's owned this element. And it's like, this is a part of my life. This is a part of my history. This is a part of my present, even in different ways, but it is not acting on me. It is something that you own. And so I want to acknowledge you, like, firstly for that like, because it doesn't feel like you're a victim of it in the same way. Like, but, and if that was the case, our conversation would have gone in a different way, very different, like very early on. But this felt like someone who's like, this is my story. This is where it was. And let me just let that out into this space.
Yeah. Yeah. And it felt very like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to acknowledge you because it's a very different, it's completely different. And there's some people who are there are people who will hear your story one day that you can share from a place of ownership that might still be in victimhood around it, and not know that, like, well, actually just to know that it's even possible to come out on the other side as you are, or to go through the journey. I don't know what the other side is. There's a part of me that is very cautious about euphemistic terms or completion, or like Sonny, you're able, like, yeah, you're on the other side, but to know that there are like you've gone through the journey so much so that, like, for years it was hard for you to hold down a long-term job, a full-time job, right? Like, you've really gone through it, and you know what the impact is on your family, especially those that you've made a lot of decisions to invest in them, and you also see what that impact is, and you carry with you some elements of those things. And I just acknowledge your ownership of that right here. And I wanted to state the power in hearing you share this story in this way.
It's the World Joy Movement. Yeah. What was your greatest insight from this conversation? And if you want to come and be a part of a conversation like this live, it's really simple. Just go to beworldjoy.com and come introduce yourself, and let's take the conversation to the next level, because you're there now. All right, let's play.